This beautiful Sunday morning live in the flesh in Detroit, Michigan. Today we're going to begin with a story of a woman named Sherita Williams and Myron Williams. No relation, but let's just read off the script. My sources from Detroit. Click on Detroit.com. Okay. It's a local NBC affiliate, but let's begin. Detroit police have confirmed a woman was shot several times before a former maintenance worker at the building where she worked turned the gun on himself Tuesday. So what happened was, and then I'm kind of, doing my own little take on this, that they were dating, but they both were married, okay? She had 4 kids, he had 2. And she said she wanted to end it. What he ended up doing was going to her job at a medical building on Grand River, which he burnt it down. Okay, he was so mad. He burned this building. He took her by, gunpoint, dragged her in the basement of the building, and shot her several times. And then turned the gun on himself. The building ended up burning completely down, okay? The spot, I'll take you guys there one day. The spot is empty. Nothing's there. But, yeah, she wanted to break it off with him. This was his mistress, And just a sad way to go out. He actually took 2 of her employees, too, down in the basement. But he let them go. Thank God. I'm so sad with, what happened with Sherita. Yeah. So, and I did not spell her name right. I have to make sure that I correct that. But it's so sad. Yeah, they were both married, and it really doesn't pay to be in and carry on an extramarital affair. But back to the press presser. That's the word I want to use. Back to the presser. Police were at Myron Williams' home, the guy who killed Sherita, Monday night in Northwest Detroit. They went to the home after gunshots were reported. Neighbors say they heard these shots. The only thing that I heard was a gunshot, and it was only one shot, and I need to put on my reading. Came to the door, and I saw Myron and said, "What are you doing back there?" And he said somebody had just shot at him, said his neighbor. Investigators say Williams had become obsessed with Sherita Williams. He was told to stay away from her. However, he was back on Tuesday. Police say he opened fire just moments after employees walked in the door. Yes, it's such a shame. But a mom just gone like that, And I would really like to interview her children, if possible. Our podcast, we're going to go deeper, okay? I would like to try to get in contact, do some digging and find their kids. And find out how old they are now, what they're doing, how they're coping with the death of their mother. So, yeah, guys, we're going to switch things up here. And, she was only 35 years old, by the way. And just a shame. I have another source from ustoday.com about the story. It happened, by the way, in December of 2013. I remember the story very well. And just so sad. Like, she lost her life. Yeah, she wasn't doing the right thing at that time. But did you really have to go there? You know? Like, really? So, yeah, it's just horrible. It's the Park Medical Center on Grand River in Detroit. I know exactly where that is, near the boulevard. But, Williams had been dating a man she met at work. That's all her ex-boyfriend, Angela White, 32, and her longtime friend said. And after about 6 months, she decided to break it off. But he had trouble with the man whom White identified as Myron Williams. The two, they weren't related. Yeah, how ironic is that? They both had the same last name, but there was no relation to the two. And Sherita Williams' mother, Antha Williams Hill, drove to the scene as construction crews dug through the rubble of the building, and that's when they found both bodies. And they did the autopsy. Yes, just terrible. And I always think about the kids left behind. You know, if there are any kids, I always think about them. You know? Says her mother, I've been trying to get in touch with her since this morning. I turned on the news and saw the building and said, oh, Lord. You know? Every parent's nightmare. Sherita Williams had moved to Southfield, Michigan, a Detroit suburb, to get away from Myron Williams. Her mother said last week her daughter, who has 4 children, was granted a personal protection order against the man. And like, what does a piece of paper do, you know? There's so many women that have been murdered after getting a PPO out on a man, you know? An official familiar with the investigation, so authorities believe Sherita Williams and Myron Williams were both inside the building. Yes, and they found both bodies. As the fire raged. Okay. Lanier Alfaro, an office manager at the podiatrist's office in the building. Yeah, there were a few other businesses inside of this medical business, said she was told the man had targeted a woman who worked in the building and the two might have a dispute. There was some type of altercation, some type of problems prior, said Inspector Dwayne Blackman, head of homicide at the Detroit Police Department. He would not offer additional details. Initially, what we know is that it was an arson fire. It was started by an individual who we believe fired shots prior to the fire being started. Detroit firefighters largely had extinguished the flames by late morning. Smoke continued to rise from the building as police intervened. It was devastating, says Alfaro. Dr. Stuart Kirschenbaum stood with his family watching bulldozers take down the place he had worked for 30 years. He said when he arrived at work at 6:45 a.m., he saw the maintenance man, believed to be the shooter, but that was normal. And then about 8:30 a.m., security guards in the building came and ushered people out that were inside. Wow. It's just devastating, you know. Just utterly devastating. The killings and the burning down, it just affected thousands of people. The number of doctors in the building made it one of the largest healthcare providers in the area. So the fire, it also claimed an extensive boxing memorabilia collection of Kirschenbaum, a former boxing commissioner. So yeah, just devastating. It really is. But I'm seriously, I want to do more digging on this story, and find out, sort of like a word they now type deal, And it's let's see if I can get some audio on this story. Sometimes if the story is kind of old, it's hard to get audio, but let's see. And I don't think I could get, let's see. Okay, this is a commercial. Let's mute this. Live TV, folks, or live radio show. Okay, we do have the audio. Come on. Oh, there it is.
Taking care of people in good times and bad times. And, patients depend on me. Treated thousands and thousands of patients through the years. And what do I do? Smile. I'm like in shock.
Yeah. So it employed a lot of people, this medical facility, and just prayers to Sherita. She'll never be forgotten. And on that note, guys, tell me what you think of the podcast. And you guys, make it a great Sunday. All right, thanks for tuning in. And next time I'm going to try to operate the chat part. Yeah, I'll this is mostly Facebook friends, but maybe we'll get some Facebook friends involved too. Alrighty then, guys. Thank you. And on that note, peace.